This man who can't be happy being president of the United States of America and the commander-in-chief of the armed force. He can't, that's not enough for him. He wants to host the Kennedy Center Honors. We live in the worst possible timeline, just a bizarro nightmare of a timeline with Donald Trump's second term. His brain is a melting candle. He can't put two sentences together. Reality is even more of a distant memory for Donald Trump than it was in his first term. Things are bad. And yesterday at the Kennedy Center, he was brought on stage, and I made a comment yesterday about, of all the things that never happened, whatever the guy said definitely was one of the things that never happened the most, or something like that. It's something somebody said before. I didn't invent it. But Donald Trump is trying to convince America, one, he wants to host the Kennedy Center Honors so badly. Being president of the United States is not enough of a feather in his cap. It would have to go in his cap because that thin fucking hair is not going to hold a feather. That's not enough of an accolade. It's not enough of a resume builder for Donald Trump. He also wants to be host of the Kennedy Center Honors this week in the 2025. He wants to be the shucker and jiver, the shock jock, the morning drive radio host, traffic and weather together on the 8th, everybody. That's who he wants to be. Because of his crippling insecurity. And I'm going to play this clip for you where they bring him on stage and he explains to the audience that absolutely I didn't want to host. Everybody else begged me to host. They begged me to do it. I know everybody's going to say I wanted this, but I didn't. I mean, it's every single hallmark of trying to give too much information to cover for the lie that you're currently telling. And then he goes on because he can't stop thinking about himself other than the honorees that he's getting ready to talk about, the people who have been picked by him to get the Kennedy Center honor. And he launches into this thing about how he's always wanted the honor and that the only way to get one, he had to make himself the chairman. And look, the cackling sycophants in the crowd who want to force that, oh yeah, he's telling jokes. He's telling jokes. Ha ha ha, ha, ha. Everyone laugh. Ha ha ha. Funny. So funny. That's what they're doing. They're just doing it to try to get the rest of the crowd to buy that what he's saying is a joke. When he's not joking. Donald Trump's not a jokester. The only time he ever tells jokes is at someone else's expense. And this is all to self-ingratiate, to self-aggravate the country by bolstering his image as does he want to be Jimmy Kimmel and host the Oscars? Is that what he wants? Anyway, watch this and try to prevent yourself from puking or running in terror of our current reality. Watch Donald Trump at the Kennedy Center yesterday.
Thank you very much. This is a very exciting project. We're going to do something that will go rapidly, relatively inexpensively, and we'll make it better than it ever was, frankly. It'll be something that people are going to be very proud of. Along with, in the bigger picture, a place called Washington, D.C. That is the bigger one, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But let's talk about right now the Kennedy Center, and I'm delighted to be here as we officially announce the incredibly talented artists who will be celebrated later this year at the 2025 Kennedy Center Honors. It's going to be a big evening. I've been asked to host. I said, I'm the President of the United States. Are you fools asking me to do that? Sir, you'll get much higher ratings. I said, I don't care. I'm President of the United States. I won't do it. They said, please. And then Susie Wells said to me, sir, I'd like you to host. I said, okay, Susie, I'll do it. That's the power she's got. But I just, so I have agreed to host. Do you believe what I have to do? And I didn't want to do it, okay? They're going to say, he insisted. I did not insist. But I think it will be quite successful, actually. It's been a long time. I used to host the Apprentice finales, and we did rather well with that. So I think we're going to do very well because we have some great honorees, some really great ones. Since 1978, the Kennedy Center Honors have been among the most prestigious awards in the performing arts. I wanted one. I was never able to get one. This year, it's true, actually. I would have taken it if they would have called me. I waited and waited and waited, and I said, the hell with it. I'll become chairman, and I'll give myself an honor. Maybe I'm going to honor, next year we'll honor Trump, okay? This year, the board has selected a truly exceptional class of honorees. I mean, really exceptional.
Look, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know how we're here. I don't know how there's such a large fraction of the country, large fraction and faction of the country that doesn't look at this guy and say, what in the fuck is going on? We have a man who's so insecure about what God didn't or did give him on his head that he has this matted, swirling dog piss mop on his head. He paints his face every day when he goes in public because he doesn't like the color of skin that God gave him. He's so insecure at his basest, most core level. He's just a weakling, a feckless moron who hasn't read a book since he was a child, and maybe not even then. A coddled billionaire bitch is who Donald Trump is. And the Republican Party and MAGA, they love it. They love it. They look at this and think it's normal. This man who can't be happy being president of the United States of America and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He can't, that's not enough for him. He wants to host the Kennedy Center Honors and yammer about how he's always wanted to be honored by the, for what, Donald? For what would you be honored? Child Rapist of the Year? They don't give that at the Kennedy Center. Rapist of over 24 women? That's not an honor that they bestow upon people. I mean, that's a conviction you can receive. We could add that to your list of felonies you've been convicted of, Donald Trump. But maybe I'll make myself the chairman. The dear leader said something funny. And they think, Donald Trump contends that the world is laughing at us when he's not president, but now that he's president, all the laughing is over. Someone needs very deeply to explain to him the difference between being laughed at and being laughed with. What do you think? I invite you to this very sad conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line and leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If you're not subscribed, check if you are. If you think you're subscribed, check if you are. Please subscribe. If you watch my content with any regularity, I would very much appreciate. It's not something that you say. I'm just saying, oh, I'd appreciate it very much. I would be honored to have you in the family of subscribers supporting this show. I would appreciate it very much. Just click the subscribe button below. It's free. And you could be doing your part to tell the algorithm on YouTube that this is worth seeing and promoting to other people. That could be your good deed for the day, like a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout. Do they do good deeds? Are they even a thing anymore? I don't even know. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.